Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. And today we have a very ugly looking kingdom. It's also a very expensive looking kingdom. And this one, yeah, this one has no forecast cards, which also makes Seaway seem very ridiculous. And I mean, gain an action card costing up to 4, hardly doable here. Um, I guess. Oh, yeah. There's Joust with Renown, which could lower the cost of cards by 2. So you could see way into any of those juicy 5 cost action cards, giving them a plus buy token. But I think there are going to be more important things to buy. And yeah, it just looks awful all the way through. I dislike kingdoms that are so heavily based on luck, how well you draw in the early game, I guess. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just puzzled by this kingdom. I'm sorry. I'll go over the cards at first, as always, and if you're not interested in that, there will be a timestamp to skip to. Feudum is worth 1 victory point per 3 silvers you have. And also when you trash 1, we gain 3 silvers, so it kind of facilitates bumping itself up. But it's usually very weak in victory points. Archive, +1 action. Set aside the 3 top cards of your deck face down. You may look at them now, and at the start of your next two turns, you put one of them into your hand. So it's essentially a border guard. This turn you get to choose from 3 cards, and then next turn and the turn after you increase your hand size. And it's quite pleasant, especially in junky decks, so I think we'll go for it here a lot. But yeah. Butcher, +2 coffers. You may trash a card from your hand to gain a card costing up to 1 more than it per coffers you spend. And Butcher is really strong, can put a timer on the provinces, and yeah, just outmatch almost every. Well, it's essentially very strong because it can butcher a province into a province, also giving you +2 coffers in the process. And coffers are those tokens that you can spend whenever. And yeah, it's not to underestimate, for sure. Another strong card is Horn of Plenty. Gain a card costing up to 1 coin per differently named card you have in play, counting the Horn of Plenty. If it's a victory card, you trash it. So it doesn't let you gain unlimited victory cards on your turns, but it does let you gain other Horns of Plenty, other good engine components, and once you have your deck under control a bit, Horn of Plenty can really boost and oil that engine. Joust, +1 card, +1 action, +1 coin. You may set aside a province from your hand to gain any reward to your hand. And rewards are those 6 different cards that you also, by gaining them, you deny from your opponent because there's only one of them in 2-player games, one of each. And notable is Renown, as it reduces costs. Notable is also Domain, as it is a victory card. Coronet is a throne room for both a treasure and both an action and a treasure. Courser lets you draw a bunch. Housecarl also without giving you action. And Huge Turnip is money. So Joust, setting aside those provinces is really valuable. So in games with it, you usually go for provinces earlier than usual. Which makes this one really tricky because of the Butcher, the Archive, Joust stuff, and text with everything on it. I'll get to that. Library is a draw card, drawing up to 7 cards in hand, skipping any action cards you choose to, and then you would set those aside and discard them at the end of the library play. So if you play it as the last action card, you can kind of get around your drawing the actions dead, but it's still not a great case. It synergizes well with cards that disappear and give you payload, that you put into play, giving you payload, like Mining Road, which is 1 action, 1 buy, 2 coins. Once this turn, when you gain a treasure, you may play it. And yeah, so if you gain an Horn of Plenty then later, you can immediately play it. Nice synergy there. Also wealthy villages, as they say when you gain this, if you have 3 differently named treasures in play, you gain a loot. This one will also be able to gain you mining roads. Now, to be able to be played by the mining roads, what am I talking? It's early. I just got up. I'm sorry for sometimes speaking nonsense. Puka, you may trash a treasure other than cursed gold from your hand for +4 cards, which is alright, but usually it's on the weaker side of both trashing and draw. Because yeah, you need to line it up with the coppers. It also, we do have this cursed gold in our deck, which is gaining us curses. And yeah, I don't know, but we might go for it to thin out some coppers. It's just everything is so expensive. Like if we want to play Puka and Butcher on the same turn, and we need to get Wealthy Villages, which also costs 5. And yeah, Tragic Hero has the same problem. It's a strong card, but here the terminal space is super limited because of Wealthy Villages being so expensive. It gives you 3 cards and a buy, and if you have 8 or more cards in hand after drawing, you trash this and gain a treasure. And this can gain you Horns of Plenty. And notable also is that with Archive, since you might start with 6 cards in hand already, Tragic Heroes will almost immediately pop and gain you that treasure. So you might buy them more for that than for anything else. Alright, loots that you can gain from Wealthy Villages I didn't discuss yet. There are, yeah, these loots, 15 different thingies, mostly giving 3 coins and a buy. Sword is an attack, staff is a village. Spell scroll lets you gain and play another card either in your action or your buy phase. Quite nice. Hammer is going to be super useless here unless you get Renown, as you don't want to gain cards costing less than 4 usually. And yeah, I'm not going to discuss all of the others, but they are good things you could potentially get in this hypothetical scenario of having 3 differently named treasures in play when gaining it, which might be the case with, I don't know, copper, silver, horn of plenty or so. Not cursed gold, I think. Seaway. Gain an action card costing up to 4, move your plus buy token to its pile, and when you play a card from that pile, you get +1 buy. So you could slap plus buy on Joust if you were to put Renown in play before that. Otherwise, it's super useless. Tax. Add 2. By buying it, you add 2 debt to a supply pile. That's what those funky hexagon markers are for on each pile. And it also says add 1 hexagon marker and 1 debt marker to each supply pile. When a player gains a card in their buy phase, they take the debt from its pile. And that means that, yeah, when we first get our butcher, we will need to take 1 debt, which sucks, but also what can you do? But yeah, let's see. I really dislike the view of this kingdom, but let's look at the kingdom plot. It doesn't have any attacks except for a sword, which is hidden in the loot pile somewhere, so it's not guaranteed that you get it. I know that's also why the kingdom plot doesn't account for it. There's a bunch of gaining going on. There's plus buy in Mining Road, Tragic Hero, Loots, Seaway also. Joust can have you get plus buy. Butcher gains you cards. Horn of Plenty gains you cards. So that's why the gain stuff is off the charts here. But yeah, there's a bit of village, but expensive village. There's a bit of draw, but expensive draw. There's a bit of thinning, but expensive thinning. You get the idea. Yeah, you don't want to play this kingdom. Opening wise, I think on the 5/4 or the 4/5, you just open, or actually on any opening, you just open Butcher and probably Silver. You could also, if the AI does not get the Butcher in return, you could also think about taxing Butcher on turn 2 instead to keep the deck a bit thinner. But yeah, I think that's the goal here. And yeah, with that, I think we can start this game and play our treasures, play the cursed gold. Oh, darn. Yeah, I did not think about this. Well, maybe the opening discussion was futile because there is an extra debt you. Oh no, if you're the first player to play Cursed Gold, you also get the debt of the curse pile. Darn. So yeah, I guess no, no, I wanted to show this. I guess on the 5-4 you're just utterly stomped. I mean, I guess you can buy silver, or actually just discard not play the cursed gold, and actually you can tax the curse pile to have your opponent uh get that from playing the cursed gold. Oh man, cursed gold is even worse than it usually is here. But what can you do? I think we still open butcher, but I'm not that convinced anymore. Other option would be just buy silver and tax butcher on turn 2, but that might give the AI the avenue to open butcher and then tax it. So yeah, let's. This kingdom gets more awful the longer I look at it. What the heck? Yeah, here we can, okay, actually tax the curse pile. So whatever AI would get with its cursed gold, and since we don't want to play our cursed gold again, it will take the debt. It taxes Joust. Okay. I think we also get a... No, actually we can tax the butcher here. And see, okay, our butcher misses the shuffle. We can put... We shouldn't play the cursed gold. It's pretty useless. But yeah, let's tax... Mm, more stuff. Maybe the butcher pile again, or the joust pile again. I think we're ahead in that we have the butcher in our deck. So let's try to make use of that. AI gains a silver. Let's tax the archive pile. Let's also get another silver ourselves. And oh, this is awful, man. What is this kingdom? Um, I have no clue. Our butcher misses once again. At least we get to pick up the archive without having to go into debt. Here we can turn this estate into an archive, I guess. And get another, tax the archive once again. The AI does nothing, okay. That's super nice actually that we had this draw here, because we get to stash away also the cursed gold to butcher it later. And now the question is, what do we want to get with that? The archive has too much debt on it to get. It's a game of chicken. Maybe we should get a puka to trash the coppers. Maybe we should get a wealthy village before that, or both doesn't look all too great. Yeah, actually, let's get the wealthy village, but maybe we can stash it away using the other archive, I say, and not stash away the thing. But yeah, let's put this estate in hand. Of course, we do draw the butcher here and cannot get rid of the cursed gold. But, well, this is just how this kingdom plays. The AI taxed the wealthy village pile, which is fine by me. We can get rid of this estate in favor of a copper. I think that's the best course of action here. And just buy a puka. And then the other archive we have will hopefully do good work there. Yeah, it's nice that it at least doesn't miss, so we get to trigger the next shuffle. We find the butcher, amazing. I think we want more archive to get our deck going in a better way. Now at this point we can just tax more stuff. It's nice that we have accumulated some of the coffers. Let's actually at this point tax the province pile. because we don't want AI to do Joust stuff before we get to that. This kingdom is so weird. What the heck? AI does go for, okay, wealthy village, and it gets an endless chalice. We do manage to line up our Puka wealthy village, which is huge. And we do get to, I think we do this and get the Joust. And do we buy a province here? Mm, actually, let me rethink this. We could also just get another archive and buy a Horn of Plenty to be, I think, to stay in a little more control, we want to go for this. The Horn of Plenty also will enable us to gain loots. And yeah, AI does play the Cursed Gold a bunch now. Gets more loots. I think we just want to draw here. Get this wealthy village, which we can draw with first, and we'll only set aside 2 cards. And there goes my alarm. I think I got up much earlier than initially thought, but yeah, we can just trash a copper here, actually we can gain a 5-cost card off of it. Amazing. But we can also just say, well, let's gain a silver off of this, a copper off of this curse, and play this Horn of Plenty for wealthy village and buy, well, oh no, we don't have the silver. Yeah, true. Um, do we still go for wealthy village, or do we go for something else? Um, Joust will give us the debt, and next turn we should be able to province then, right? If we have set aside a Puka, all of this stuff. So if we find the wealthy village, we're golden to province. Yeah, let's gain a Joust here. Or I think maybe we want to just guarantee that we hit this stuff. So now let's go for the Horn of Plenty angle and just, yeah. AI gets more loot. We will also get loot this turn, and we will be able to draw. We will be able to butcher another copper. I think we want to, because then we get to set it aside using, no, we're not getting to set it aside. That's stupid. We could turn this archive into something. We could also turn the silver into something, but actually I don't think we need to trash anything. It doesn't matter at all. But yeah, we can have this Horn of Plenty gain us a wealthy village. And Insignia has an awful loot, of course. Maybe now Tragic Hero with that. And buy another wealthy village, as it comes with loot. Or Horn of Plenty. I think wealthy village is a bit better. Yeah, let's see. We also get an Endless Chalice. So hopefully this archive finds us our Puka. We have 2 coppers set aside. Yeah, what a weird game. Let's get this. Okay. We get to, oh, actually this is, I was about to say, we get to set aside province Joust. We get to top deck it, but it will be costly, right? But still, I think I like doing that, and to do that, we need to toggle this insignia thing, because otherwise the province wouldn't be top deckable. So Yeah, let's go for this. I think this is the play. Um, Even though it leaves us in debt and yeah, but it gives us just a lot of good stuff to do here. AI trashes its tragic heroes for Horns of Plenties and also goes for no, I would have thought it would have gone um for province stuff now, but it doesn't. And we are more or less forced to take either the main or courser at this point. The question is, do we want our tragic hero to gain us a Horn of Plenty? And I think the answer is yes. And for that reason, I would go for the courser. Also because we have a wealthy village down there, but we're not guaranteed to find it, so I'm a bit more. I can sleep a bit better if we just do the +2 cards and +2 actions here. And yeah, let's go for this. Play the archive first. Get this Horn of Plenty. Trash of a copper. Now this butcher can trash a wealthy village, and we can even draw it. What are those last two cards? There should be the Endless Chalice that we gained, and another card I can't remember at this point. So yeah, let's just go for playing the archive here to stash one of them away. Oh, maybe I misread Endless Chalice for M4. Yeah, of course it's the silver. But yeah, let's get rid of this. Is there a win here already? Somehow? I don't think so. But I mean, there's only 5 of those cards left, then 2 curses. If we if we butcher into Horn of Plenty, we have 4 gains through that and 3 gains. No, that's not a win yet. But AI's deck is also kind of scary, to be honest, given that it has all of those tragic heroes in deck. I mean, it has trashed 3, so there are 5 remaining. Yeah, 5 remaining in its deck, and it does have a few villages. Um, mhm. But can it sextuple province? Well, I don't think 15 cards drawn through the tragic heroes, a few cards drawn. It's actually really scary of what AI can potentially do. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. What do we want to gain here with that butcher? It could just be a mining road, and then we can gain and play a Horn of Plenty. I think that's good. So yeah, at this point now, if we were to trash these 3 Horn of Plenties, then we would, well, let's see. Let's now turn this off. Decline this so we don't have to decline it. Province, province. Okay, pay off this debt. Could gain and play another Horn of Plenty. Play the treasure immediately to gain yet another province. And buy one more province. And then tax the province pile. And I think with that we're far enough ahead for AI to catch up. Because AI would then need to, let's think, would need to get all of the duchies are 8 times 3, 24 points plus plus the provinces is 36 points. Then it has 2 curses it would need to trash somehow and gain or gain 2 estates. I think it's not going to be able to do this, so maybe we just tax the duchy pile or the province pile. I think the duchy pile actually makes more sense to tax. And end our turn, even though we might have an awful next turn. Well, this is looking not all too great. We have a wealthy village set aside, so no worries there. Yeah, AI doesn't manage to pop its first tragic hero, but will gain a bunch of horns of plenty now. Yeah, let's see. This is scary. I'm not going to lie, and this kingdom is crazy. What like we have completely different, or I mean not completely different, but we have chosen different paths in the end. AI is going for all of that cursing and stuff, while we went for the early provinces. And now, yeah, AI trashes Horn of Plenty for Duchy, which is really bad. Buys 2 duchies probably. No, I mean, yeah. Well, it could buy 2 duchy. No, could not. But yeah, it's not going to come back from this, I think, especially since we can just draw our deck this turn. And we can even Joust for the Coronet to double play the Puka. Or Joust for... maybe I played this prematurely because maybe the domain can... let's play this Puka, I guess. And can play this treasure immediately, turn our Insignia into a province, and go for the win here. But yeah, let's, in the style of this kingdom, not pay off this debt. And this was weird. Just weird. I mean, we built pretty big in the end, but the early game is awful. It's such a game of chicken, and when do you tax? When do you hit the price points that for the cards you just taxed? When I like how we got the butcher in earlier in the AI, but it bottom decked twice actually, so we were even yeah, we even got out of that. But I also like the opening. I think the opening is just also super mean. Like, we had our cursed gold in the first hand, got to play it, got to get to that, okay. But also the butcher. Then since we added the text to the curse pile, AI could not play its cursed gold for the money, and was forced to just play the 2 coppers and tax something. So it couldn't even have gained the 5 cost card. Um, what the heck is this kingdom? I'm speechless almost. Yeah, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will try to catch you in the next one. Goodbye.